I bought this farm to escape the noise of subdivision rules and petty power trips. At first it was small things, her SUV cutting across my field to save a minute, tire tracks ruining my rows of corn, a muffled apology shouted from an open window and then silence. I asked her politely to stop, I pegged my fences, I posted a sign, I even waved when she drove by. But HOA Karen treated courtesy like a suggestion, not a rule. She started driving through at all hours, roaring like she owned the land, ignoring my crops and the muddy ruts she left in her wake. One wet morning, my newly planted seedlings were crushed into the sticky earth and my patience broke. I tried calling the HOA president, they shrugged and said she's had complaints but nothing they'd enforce. That night I stayed awake, the smell of diesel and resentment thick in my chest. I couldn't sit and watch my life get ruined inch by inch. So I waited until dawn when the mist still clung to the corn and the world felt like only mine. I knew I couldn't escalate with threats or a public spectacle, that would make me no better than her, but I also couldn't let this continue. When she came barreling in like every other time, grinning and scrolling on her phone, I drove out in my old tractor and blocked the narrow pass she used. I rolled the gate shut with a solid slam that echoed across the field, and for the first time she had to stop and look at me, really look. She pounded on her steering wheel, cursed, and tried to back up, but the tractor hugged the ground and the mud took hold of her tires like a hungry hand. She revved and spun, the car rooted deeper, a slow, humiliating sink that left her heels muddy and her temper exposed. By the time the sheriff arrived after a neighbor called, her license plate read like a confession in the mud. She left with a tow truck and a fine, and I reopened the gate only after she promised, on record, not to cross again. Since then, she keeps to her paved roads, and every time I pass the patch of rutted soil I remember that property and pride have teeth, and sometimes you have to show them.